Warning: this podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I'm Schools Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is Viewers Anonymous. What's going on, Brody?
Man, listen. I've been getting my damn ass whooped, man. Man, look, I know people, I know they can hear it. I don't sound like myself.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? This episode, we gotta get it in. We gotta keep going.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So but other than that, man, I'm good, man. You know, I had told you I was going out of town on the last episode, man. We went down to Myrtle Beach. You know what I'm saying? That was it was a good time, man. We had good weather, so I couldn't really complain. Like it stormed a little bit, but it did. We did have like those. We have like these crazy like Florida tropical storms, man, where it'll rain, right? It'll rain for like 15 minutes, but it'd be like rain, like coming down, wind blowing, like like nuts type of stuff. And so it did that for like 15 minutes. And then after that, we was good. But on the way back, man, we got hit with one of those storms. And I got an SUV.
Oh, man.
Dude, but I was all over the lanes, but the wind was blowing so hard, dude. Like everybody was swerving all over the place. But other than that, man, I mean, it was a good time. It was good to, get out of the area that I'm normally in. So we ended up having a good time, man. Except my dad, my dad bitched the whole time, my guy. Like everybody was like, man, everybody was like, yo, it was like we ain't bringing him no more. Like he is not coming. It was like he ain't coming, man, no more, man. So other than that, man, it was a good time, man. But how you been, man? How was your weekend?
Man, my weekend was good, man. You know what I'm saying? We finally got that spring weather up here, so you know what I'm saying? It was amazing. It's been in the 50s, 60s all weekend, so can't complain. And I seen, you know what I'm saying, a couple posts you put. Y'all was sitting up there on trampolines doing backflips and everything, and y'all was out there living life, man. You know what I'm saying? But for those who, you know what I'm saying, was looking for it, we did have an episode scheduled yesterday. But some things came up. We had to take care of some personal business. So we went back to everything going today. But that episode will be put out later on, so don't worry about it. For everybody who don't know, we do these things live. So excuse me. We do these things live. So if you're listening to it on audio, you're listening to it the day after. If you're watching it on YouTube, this is happening in real time. So we had a guest scheduled. We had to do something, so you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, we can get that in very soon. But we got something even better for y'all, man. This one is going to be a fun one because you know what I'm saying. It's a lot of talk going around, a whole bunch of information going around right now about you know what I'm saying. One of the most prominent production houses going on right now, Marvel. So, you know what I'm saying? They done came out with 2 TV shows, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they have not failed us. So, with that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Phase 2 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's right. We're talking about WandaVision. We're talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're gonna talk about some upcoming projects. I don't know. We might even give a few hot takes here and there, man. So, where did we leave off? We left off at Endgame. Excuse me. We left off at Endgame. The Avengers finally destroyed Thanos, got him up out of here. A bunch of people went missing. A bunch of people ended up dying. A lot of people came back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the blip, as they've been calling it lately, is over with. A whole bunch of people coming back. We seen in WandaVision that, you know what I'm saying, it fucked Wanda up a lot. You know what I'm saying? And ended up turning her into the Scarlet Witch finally. So we finally got the Scarlet Witch. And then what else happened? Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they out here still doing their thing. They still holding it down. But we ain't hearing a whole bunch of Avenger talk. It sounds like post Avenger talk in these latest 2 episodes. So right now that's where we are currently in the MCU in the second phase. How you feeling about it? What you think is gonna end up happening? You know what I'm saying? Give us your take on it, brother.
I think it's gonna be an interesting second phase because you have to also consider the fact of the original, I would call it, because of what we're currently watching now with
hmm
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The current, well, not the current. Let me go back. The original Captain America is out of here. Tony Stark
Yep.
out of here.
Yep.
The way it's looking, Black Panther, well, that version of Black Panther is out of here. So
hmm
it's going to be an interesting turn of events. And then, Thor, the last time we saw him, he's still not really himself. You know what I'm saying, with the weight gain because of the way that he took the law. Like him and the Hulk, they both took it the worst as far as
Yeah.
losing to Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Like the Hulk stayed big. Well, no, the Hulk wouldn't come out, and then when he came out, he wasn't his normal self.
He wasn't the hope. Yeah, he
Yeah,
wasn't the hope. That
and
nigga was
then
somebody else.
he burnt his arm, so we're gonna have to see, when we see him again, how's his arm gonna be doing? Um,
hmm
Thor, is he gonna lose that weight, get back to himself, which I think he is because I saw a preview where
hmm
the next one is gonna come out in 2022, and the Garden of
Yeah.
the Galaxy, well, the Garden of the Galaxy is with him. But this is my question to you, throw it back to you,
hmm
is when I saw the preview, they didn't show Gamora, right?
Right.
Now, if you think back to Endgame, we got the past Gamora before she
hmm
met my man Skylord. So, like, they, fell in love through all this time or whatever, whatnot. And her sister told her, like, yo, like, you was dating this one guy. Nah, nah, nah. They met. He went up to her, tried to touch her. She hit him in the balls. And he, and then, he said something about you missed the first time, but this time you got both
Yeah.
of them or something. And she was like, so this is it? And she was like, yeah, it was between him or a tree. So it's like now he has to try to build that back up. And like my question is to
hmm
you, was it just they just decided not to show her in that, or was this a situation where maybe she needed to do some soul searching and try to figure out like, yo, do I even want to be with these dudes like that? And I'm sorry, I know the question is long, but at the end of Endgame, when they was all touring around the screen, when he was trying to say that we know, I know, like, I'm in charge. He was like, yeah, you're in charge. You know when they were doing that little thing,
Yeah.
they didn't show Gamora in there either. So
Right.
what do you think is going on with this whole Gamora thing with the new upcoming Thor movie?
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, is the 5 characters: Star Lord, Gamora, Drax, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon. So I don't really see them not having Gamora in there. I think that for certain scenes, you just probably didn't see her. I'm sure she was somewhere on the ship or whatever the case may be. Um, I'm pretty sure Gamora is going to be in there, especially like you said, they went back in time to go get her. So having her back into the group, it's a reason that they did um, the whole back in time thing. Um, so I think Gamora will be in the movie. But also between Thor and the Guardians, there was an actual comic series that's about that. So this is going to be introducing a whole bunch of new characters, possibly some different villains. So you never know, you know what I'm saying, like what this is really like a huge possibility that could lead to some other things. Um, what's really interesting is this is the fourth Thor movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had Thor, we've had Thor. I think it was Dark World, and
Yeah.
then we've had Thor Ragnarok,
Yep.
and now we're getting Thor, Love and Thunder, or I think that's what it's called, Thunder
Yeah.
and Love, or something like that.
Somewhere around there.
I think that is going to be very interesting because all the rest of the movies ended up getting, you know what I'm saying, it was a 3 movie thing. This is the only one so far that's gotten the fourth movie. So I'm not sure if this is where Thor passes the mantle to Jane Foster. I'm not sure if this is where where Loki and Thor end up, you know what I'm saying, really going at it for real. So it's a huge possibility of what can actually end up happening in this movie. Then on top of that, like you still got to remember, like Loki got a TV series coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We still got we just got done with WandaVision, so we know that WandaVision is going to be a part of uh Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange has a movie coming out. And then we don't know where Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to lead us up to yet. So, you know what I'm saying? We still got a Spider-Man movie coming. I know we got a new Blade. I'm not sure if it's a series or a movie. I think it's a TV series, but we got a new Blade coming. We got the Eternals coming. We got what else do we got? We got the Fantastic Four coming. We got Shang-Chi coming. Um, so it's a huge, and then I forgot Black Widow. We still got Black Widow, which comes out later this year. Um, then we got She-Hulk coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be very interesting. There's gonna be a lot of people reprising roles, man. I'm super excited to see how this shit is gonna play out. To be honest with you, I want to see where this Falcon and Winter Soldier leads us. It was interesting to see that Scarlet Witch led to Doctor Strange because this is where you know what I'm saying the evil the I forgot what the character's name was, but I think Chetel, I forgot how to pronounce his last name. He ends up basically, I want to say, I think he's going to end up basically turning the Scarlet Witch evil. And then Doctor Strange is basically going to have to fight the Scarlet Witch to save the world or whatever. So Scarlet Witch might end up being the evil villain in this new Doctor Strange movie, which is going to be super exciting because we're going to see how far Doctor Strange powers can go. And then with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's interesting because, you know what I'm saying, we got the Flag Smasher in this series, but we know that the Flag Smasher is not the real villain. You know what I'm saying? It's a villain behind him, or I'm sorry, behind her in this one that we don't know about yet. Some people saying it's the Power Broker, but we don't really know. So we're gonna see. I mean, I'm excited, man. Episode 3 come out this week on Friday, so we're gonna see where it goes. We see Isaiah Bradley, which was one of the original super soldiers. Well, I think he was the first black super soldier. And then you know what I'm saying, we get a chance to see Baron Zemo in this next episode too. So I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? The one kid that answered the door, I don't know if anybody watches the new Avengers or anybody's aware of the new Avengers, but the one kid that answered the door, his first name is the same name as the Patriot in the new Avengers. So we might end up getting the new Avengers. It's a bunch of stuff going on that you know what I'm saying, that they might be revealing. So who knows?
True, true. So you are a huge Marvel head guy, and
Yeah, yeah.
so also something else that's coming up. Now, this person isn't, a part of the Avengers, but it's in the Marvel universe.
Hmm.
So the new Blade gonna be played by
Right.
Mahershala Ali, and
Yep.
the difference between this one, not only not having Wesley Snipes, but the fact of Marvel is embracing it now. Like when Blade
Hmm.
first came out, the first 3 movies, it was just like, oh, they're associated with Marvel, move on. It wasn't
Right.
really like Marvel was really like involved. So do you think with this new Blade, I guess series because they're calling it Blade, because usually when they just call it the same name of the first one and they have
Hmm.
a new person playing it, it's just like it's not gonna be the same. Like it's gonna be similar to the story, but like they're gonna add a new flavor to it. So do you think that
Oh yeah.
with this new Blade that's being played by Mahershala Ali, like do you think that there's gonna be any intertwined with that, or Blade is just really on his own, doing his whole thing because he's a
Um.
vampire?
Well. Okay. So I do think that it's gonna be something that's intertwined because um Blade is, I want to say, somehow somewhere connected to the mutants. So we might get some X-Men in and out of that series. Who knows, right? But um, the the original Blade with Wesley Snipes was actually the thing that started this whole Marvel get down, right? Like without those three Blade movies, we don't get the MCU. Everybody's aware of that now. Um, you know what I'm saying? The success of those three Blade movies is really what caused, the MCU to even start this whole thing. So, you know what I'm saying? That's really the if anything, I think this will probably end up being a tribute to those three movies. Being that it's a series, you get to do a lot more than you got to do in those three movies because now you can really focus on one particular story and you can make that story as great as possible. Um, I'm not sure exactly how Mahershala Ali is going to do as far as the fight scenes. I mean, he was in Luke Cage, and he did a pretty decent job in Luke Cage. He ain't really show off no martial arts skills, but he held it down in the fighting scene. So
I like the other dude that was in
yeah,
uh
second season.
yeah, the second season. I mean, I
Yeah,
know his
yeah,
name don't move like Mahershala Ali does, but
right.
that dude, because he's like a Wesley Snipes, like he actually in this martial arts stuff
Yeah,
in real life. So I
yeah,
thought that he would have been a good pick, but I think his name isn't big enough in that world.
right. Well, I think that with Mahershala Ali already being there, and he died off in the Luke Cage series in season one. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really see them not going for that. And then who knows? It might have been Wesley Snipes who even said, "Yo, go get Mahershala." You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Um, but I don't really see anything that Mahershala Ali does that's gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a
Yeah,
great actor, first off, and then for him to play this role, I know that the as well as he does acting, you could tell that he takes the craft serious. So I'm sure that when he goes into this, I'm positive that he hit up Wesley Snipes and talked to Wesley, or you know what I'm saying. Like that's one of those things that I think that you got to do when you're doing something like that. Like to even call him in and be like, "Yo, how did you get into this? What did you do? Blah blah blah." And a lot of these guys that do these movies and TV shows, you could tell like they real big in the comics anyway. So I'm sure he knows a little bit about it. It's not like you know what I'm saying he wouldn't know what's going on. So I mean, my thing is that with everything we've seen from phase one going into phase two, with all of the new technology and everything that we got now, I'm excited to see it because now it can be way better than the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this ain't the first time that Blade came out as a series either. They had another Blade TV show that didn't do too well, but in the movies, I mean, if you think about it, the movies had some great effects. They had some
hmm
great villains. You know what I'm saying? It was great fight scenes and everything else. Action was great. You know what I'm saying? So now that you got a little bit more and you're a little bit more advanced, I really only see this going up unless you know what I'm saying, like they do something stupid and bring in like some weak shit. But it's a few characters that they could bring in and make this super dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they can connect it to X-Men. We still haven't even heard about the mutants yet, so we don't even know how the mutant scene plays out. hopefully when Eternals comes out, we can actually find out, you know what I'm saying, if that pop off. So, you know what I'm saying? We don't even know when Blade coming out yet either. But I feel like if it comes out after the Eternals movie, then it's going to have some kind of connection with the X-Men.
Well, it says it's in development and it still has 2022
Right.
on the poster, but
Right.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting, man, because I think Blade is one of the people who's really kind of underrated. Like a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
they really skip over it, and I don't know if it was because it was first, but you know, it's kind of weird. Now you brought up Luke
Yeah.
Cage. Now I was gonna say this last week because we always find our way when we just like like when we going into the next movie, we talk about shit that we watching, all type of shit like that, and we
Mm-hmm.
always find our way into Marvel. But I felt like we was going too long and we needed to get into Snowfall. But
Right.
when we was talking about Justice League, right,
Mm-hmm.
and we were saying that Aquaman had a movie, but you was like Cyborg, he didn't have a movie, but Flash had a TV
Right.
show type thing.
Right.
And so everybody else had their movie. And what I thought was great about is, see, like I say, I'm just a dude that just watches this shit and then I see it, I learn. Like you've been in the comics, so you seen this shit in development, so you probably knew a lot of this shit was coming. And I'm just a tourist, right? And where I'm
Right.
going is the Defenders, right? The way
Mm-hmm.
that they even came about that, like Jessica Jones came first. So it was like Jessica Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Daredevil, and then Luke Cage,
No,
and then
it
Iron
was
Fist.
Daredevil first. It was Daredevil
Oh, it was
first,
Daredevil first.
then Luke Cage, then Jessica Jones, then Iron Fist.
No, Jessica Jones before that, because remember, Jessica Jones
Oh no,
was,
no, you're right. Jessica Jones was second because that's when Luke
yeah,
Cage popped up.
that, yeah, Luke
You're
Cage
right.
popped
Yeah,
up because
you're
she
right.
was like
Yeah,
they was messing around with each other, and
right.
and then Luke Cage came, and I thought that the setup was very dope because this is what happened to me. Like I watched Luke Cage first,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I had fucked up at right there. Because then
Yeah.
Jessica Jones had popped up, and then I was like, hold on, what the fuck? And so then I had to go back and watch Jessica Jones. So I watched Jessica Jones. Like, all right, so now this makes sense. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So then Iron Fist come out. So then
Mm-hmm.
I watch Iron Fist, and then I see this poster of Defenders is coming out on Netflix. I'm like, and then it showed Daredevil. So I'm like,
Right.
fuck. Now I got to go back and watch the Daredevil show. So
Yeah.
then I had to go back and watch Daredevil. Now I seen the movie, but I didn't see the TV show. And where I'm going
Right.
is like I thought that setup was so dope to like have all these TV series and then it have them all together and then all of their stories and
Mm-hmm.
they villains and stuff all pops up in the Defenders or whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought that shit was dope. And that's why I say, like, I always say this, like, Marvel have us like by strings because it's like,
Yeah. Because you got to go watch everything.
yeah, you got to watch everything for
Yeah.
anything to even make sense. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I thought that was what was bad about Justice League was the fact of it's like as far as Cyborg, it's like you can watch like the Teen Titans shit, but it's like it's not about Cyborg. He's just in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just
Right.
like you have to develop his story into this movie for people to kind of
Mm-hmm.
understand Cyborg. But it's like Marvel has got it to the point where it's just like, yo, we're gonna give you everybody's individual story, and then we're gonna pull
Mm-hmm.
everybody in together. And that's what makes them so good at what they're doing. But my question to you is with Disney buying Fox and what was the other network? Fox and what the fuck they bought?
They
Well,
bought
anyway,
Fox. They bought ESPN, ABC. Um.
well they bought a bunch of motherfuckers. And
Yeah.
what
They
and
got a
what
whole Sony. They got Sony too. They got
Sony, that's
Spider
what it
Man on
was. It
Sony.
was
Yep.
Sony. It was Sony. That's what I was
Yep.
looking for. So now they got the rights to X-Men. All right. So I just seen something before we started and I thought it was funny. It said it was like a meme said the next six actors, or well, the next six characters. No, it's the actors that could play the new Wolverine, and it was six pictures, different pictures of Hugh Jackman, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, I know he said he was done after Logan. He's like, Logan, I'm done. I'm moving on. I'm not doing this character anymore.
Hmm.
But with now, this was before the move happened.
Yeah.
So, do you think that they could find a way to pull this dude back in because that Fox money ain't Marvel money?
No, sir. Listen, if they smart, they don't worry about pulling Hugh Jackman in. I think the most genius thing that Fox did, right? Because I think that they knew that something like this would eventually happen. I think they probably heard rumblings before all this shit even started anyway. The smartest thing that Fox ever did was not give Wolverine his mask. So that's why we so caught up on Hugh Jackman being Wolverine.
Yeah,
The smartest thing for Disney slash Marvel slash Sony slash Fox, whatever. But the smartest thing for the people in the MCU to do is give us the comic version of Wolverine. Put his mask on. You won't have to worry about who it is. Give him the mask. That way, when we do see Wolverine, we see the Wolverine we've been waiting to see. If you notice, we never seen any of these characters in their actual costumes. We like in the X-Men movies, they'd have on regular clothes or they have on the black suits or whatever like that. We never seen them in their real costumes. So now is the opportunity for them to actually put together the real costumes of the original X-Men or the real X-Men or whatever. Give Wolverine his mask. Put Wolverine in his mask. Let him go out there and they bang it out. And you don't have to worry about any of that. It covers everything because now you're not necessarily focused on who the actor is. You're just more so focused on that if he looks like Wolverine is supposed to look.
okay. Do you bring all of those characters from Fox, or do you just recast the whole thing?
If you do if you redo um the X-Men, I think it would be smart to bring back, of course, you know what I'm saying, um the famous characters, right? So over time, you know what I'm saying, you gotta have Professor X, you gotta have Wolverine, you gotta have Cyclops, you gotta have Jean Grey, you gotta have Storm. You can bring Rogue in, but she don't necessarily gotta be there. And you can also bring Gambit in, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of people have been looking for Gambit. Last time we seen Gambit, he was the actor was good. Gambit, we didn't get the Gambit that we wanted. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And then this is also a chance to bring in Jubilee from the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Like people that grew up, you know what I'm saying, like in our age range, when they grew up watching the cartoon, we got a chance to see this chance for them to create a story around Jubilee. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to create an origin story for these characters because we all know who these characters are. We already know. I think the best thing to do would be to start a version around a young Jubilee coming into the X Academy, and then you know what I'm saying, having Wolverine and all them already, excuse me, already around. And so that'll save a lot on having to have backstories and all this other stuff because we already know about the characters. We just had a whole run of the Fox movies about these characters, so we don't need that. Um, I think that them adding Beast into this one, it'll be good because as we've seen, you know what I'm saying, they had Thanos. Thanos looked great in these movies. So to have a character like Beast, for them to be able to create Beast would be awesome as well. Um, I think this could be a great opportunity to add in um, Bishop with him being a time traveler. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of different mutants in there that do time travel. So this is a great chance to bring Bishop in. It's a bunch of different ways to do it, and then not only that, we still got the Scarlet Witch, who's still in there, and that's supposed to be Magneto's daughter. So this is a chance to be able to tie some of all that together. So, like I said, we might be seeing mutants a lot sooner than we think.
Okay. All right. All right. So you mentioned earlier, you mentioned the Fantastic
Hmm.
Four, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now I seen a poster for it. I don't know how realistic the poster is,
Hmm.
but they got my man who play the show you refuse to watch. Shit. He was in the office and he played in was it not? It wasn't Jack Ryan. It was what's that shit
Oh, you
called?
talking about? I know who you talking about. I forgot his name, but I know exactly who you talking about.
But
It was Jack Reacher,
no, Jack Reacher's
not Jack Reacher.
Jack Ryan.
It
It
was
was
Jack Ryan.
yeah.
No, it wasn't Jack
No,
Ryan.
well, whatever the
I
damn show.
forgot what the show is called, but
Yeah, but you
that's
know
a
who I'm
good
talking
talking because I
about though.
told you. Yeah, I said I can't take him serious as an action dude. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know about that one.
but I see,
Maybe the superhero thing might work for
like I see him and I see Emily Blunt and I can't really make out who the Rock dude is. I don't know who the other dude is supposed to be the Human Torch, but
him. Right.
I'm a huge Emily Blunt fan. I
Okay.
think Emily Blunt is a very underrated actress. Like I think that she killed it in like when she does do those type movies. Like she was in Age was the Age of Tomorrow with that Tom Cruise movie where he kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. When he
I
was
know
in
what movie you're talking
that
about. I don't know what
robot
it's
joint,
called though.
she played in that
Yeah.
Sakara movie when she was like this FBI agent. She did
Yeah,
good
I
in that.
remember that. He be
She
kicking them down.
killed woman on the train. Well, not girl on the train.
Yeah.
She killed that. But anyway,
Okay.
as far as Fantastic Four, right
Hmm.
now, this would be the third time then they recasted it. Every time we got a
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, they recasted it. What's going on with the Fantastic
Well,
Four, man?
we got no. That's the first Fantastic Four. They got two movies out of it,
They
and
did. You know what?
then
That is right. That
the
is right. Because they
third
came
one
back
is
for the
the one
Silver
that was
Surfer.
recast. Yeah. Now this is a chance to bring in another super big villain, right? Like this is a chance to bring in Galactus. So Galactus is the eater of worlds. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole Silver Surfer storyline that they did in the second movie. So this is a chance to now fight somebody else in Galactus. So that could be very very big for you know what I'm saying maybe a super villain down the line. But I think that'll be good. Once again, that brings in more mutants because Fantastic Four had a lot to do with X-Men as well. They had a lot to do with the Avengers, so we might even see some of the Fantastic Four in the Avengers. That might even be how they get introduced if they do like the new Avengers or if they do another Avengers or whatever. Um, and then also, uh, them doing the Fantastic Four might even be around Black Panther too, because Black Panther was the one that um he was the one that got into it with the Avengers. I mean, with the Fantastic Four as well. So you know what I'm saying? Like all of this is tying in, is making sense the way that they're put, well, not necessarily what they're putting out, but it makes sense as to what they're picking and choosing from. Um, so we'll see. I'm not really sure exactly how that's really going to play out. I'm excited to see what they do with it though, because like I said, it's so many possibilities and opportunities, and all of these movies in a way kind of connect. What I'm most excited about is the Eternals, because the Eternals is like the beginning of it all. Like you get to see saying like what's what and who's who. Like you know, you get to see the humans, the heroes, the you know what I'm saying, the aliens and the villains. And so you know what I'm saying, we might get a lot of different you know what I'm saying stories out of that Eternal movie.
Now, see, I'm not real familiar with them. Um,
Right.
now the thing is, I think that once I think that once I start watching, I'll probably start recognizing some of the people, but like I'm not, very familiar with it. So, but like you
Mm-hmm.
said, there is always a way to interchange, tie in a whole bunch of shit. Now,
Mm-hmm.
as far as Spider-Man, right? The
Yeah.
way it's looking like the next installment is going to bring back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I saw two different posters, and one of those posters says Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse, right? So that's
Right.
how it's possible of having three different Spider-Mans. But the thing is, if they do this, if they don't have Miles Morales in it, it's gonna fuck everything
Mm-hmm.
up, man. It's gonna fuck it all up.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because you got to remember this. Um, with Marvel getting Spider-Man from Sony, right? Don't forget that the Venom movie came out too. So we haven't seen Venom and Spider-Man go at it. We haven't seen the new Spider-Man in the Venom suit yet. So it's a lot of different stuff that what I'm saying. We still gotta work out as far as Spider-Man goes. Now, as far as the Spider-Verse thing, um, I don't necessarily think that they would need Miles Morales. I think uh that would be a dope addition to it because the last movie that they had his uncle in there. You know what I'm saying? His uncle was the one that was watching over when Childish Gambino played him. So remember I forgot what movie it was, but it was the scene where um he had webbed his hand to the trunk of the car or whatever, and he was like, "Yo, I gotta go pick up my nephew." He was talking about Miles Morales, so that was his uncle who actually watched him and everything like that. So I mean, them mentioning it in that movie and then them bringing him into this one would be a dope thing to see. My only thing is them already having the animated version of Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. What else are they gonna bring into the live action version of it, right? So
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like in the animated movie, we seen Spider Pig, we seen Spider Gwen, which Gwen Stacy was the spider. We seen Spider Man Noir. Like we seen a bunch of different Spider Mans. So like this one, I think it would be important to make sure if you are going to bring Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, make sure that those three are the focus because we've already seen those three as Spider Man. We haven't seen a live action Miles Morales. So not seeing the live action Miles Morales yet really wouldn't hurt. I think that would be a great way to like bring him in the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if he popped up at the end to like save them or help them out and make it like give them the W, I think that would be a dope way to bring Miles Morales in. But like just to put Miles Morales in there without, you know what I'm saying, like anything besides the cartoon, I don't know how that would necessarily play out. But I think it would be fire to bring Miles Morales in, like in that ending scene, like that big fight scene, and then he just pop up out of nowhere and help them whoop the villain's ass. That would be dope.
yeah, like Black Panther did. Like Black Panther just came out of
Yeah,
nowhere in uh Civil War.
Civil War. Yep.
But you brought up Venom, so we got a second Venom coming out. Um, our guy Tom Hardy's back, but
Yeah.
to tie that in to what you were just saying, Andrew Garfield has on a black suit, and he got like that black, like shit, like going up his neck, like he's the
Hmm.
one that gets taken over by the
Right.
the Venom specimen. So what do you think of that?
Yeah. So Andrew Garfield in the symbiote costume is interesting because um I think both of those I think they both had that symbiote costume. I know Tobey Maguire had it. He had it in Spider Man 3. I'm trying to
Yep.
remember um if
Bro,
Andrew Garfield had it.
no, he didn't.
See, because he only had two movies, right?
Yeah, he had two movies, and it was
Okay,
Electro
yeah, cause
and who was the first one? The first one was the Green Goblin.
yep. Cause in that one he was with Gwen Stacy. Okay, so it would be interesting to see him in the symbiote costume, only because I think out of all the Spider-Mans, me personally, his Spider-Man was the best because
I'm with you.
he had that snazzy, you know what I'm saying, witty, uh quick-witted humor that Spider-Man usually has. So I think that he did, to me personally, he did his homework when he did his Spider-Man. Like it seems as if the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was too old to be Spider-Man, and then like it feels like what's the new Spider-Man dude's name?
Tom Holland.
Yeah, it seemed like his Spider-Man is too young to be Spider-Man. But like Andrew Garfield seemed as if like he was right there, like teenage slash college years, and that was for me. He just feels like he was the best Spider-Man to me. He was the perfect Spider-Man.
Yeah. See, I'm with you too. I thought the Amazing Spider-Man one was the best one. I thought that
Hmm.
Jamie Foxx did a real great job with Electro.
Yeah,
And I remember
yeah,
you were saying how they never brought in like because we was talking about this one day. You brought up Rhino. Now the thing with
hmm,
Rhino is we had a quick appearance at the
yeah,
end of Spider-Man 2 where
hmm.
Rhino broke out of jail, got the suit, and then like it showed Spider-Man about to hit him, but then the movie ended.
And then yep.
Yeah, and that was
So we
played by
had
your boy.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we had Rhino, we had Electro, we had the Green Goblin, and we had uh the lizard. I forgot his name was like Dr. Lizard. I forgot what his name was.
yeah.
But
He's trying to grow his limbs.
yep, we had four of them. So you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people was looking for Doc Ock, which I'm glad they didn't do that. But we seen the back piece of Doc Ock in that movie, in those movies as well. So I mean, it's for me. I think Spider Man is probably he probably has the most noticeable villains because like
Yeah,
um you still you know what I'm saying like we still never seen Venom in the Amazing Spider Man. We still ain't seen Venom in the new Spider Man. We ain't seen Carnage, which the Venom movie was hitting that Carnage. Supposed to be played by Woody Harrelson. Um, we also didn't get. I'm trying to think who else was in there. Uh, we got Mysterio in the new one, which I thought was interesting, but they the way they did Mysterio in this last one was it was goofy. I didn't like it. Um,
okay.
but it made I guess it made sense for the story. I wasn't a big fan of it, but it is what it is. Um, but I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see who they pull out and who they use as far as his villains in these next few movies.
I'm with you on that one because I've always felt like he had the best villains, man. I thought that
Hmm.
the Tobey Maguire ones, the Doctor Octopus, I thought it was cool, man. It sounded like you
Yeah,
didn't really like him that much, but I thought it was cool. Um,
the villains I loved. I just didn't like him being Spider Man.
yeah, I never liked Tobey Maguire being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think of a Tobey Maguire movie that I even like. Um, but the thing is, like, but those Spider-Man movies, see, this thing at the time it was great because we never seen nobody else really play
Right.
Spider-Man. So it was just
Right.
more of we were just fan of like the Spider-Man and really like the villains. But
Hmm.
then once you get to see Andrew Garfield do it, it's like, yo, like Tobey
Yeah,
Maguire, like he
he took
killed
it
it.
up a notch. He took it up a
Yeah.
notch, big time.
And I thought that Emma Stone did a great job in that. I think she
Hmm.
was better as the love interest than Kristen Dunst was.
Yeah,
I think she
big
did.
time.
But I just think Emma Stone is just a great actress overall.
Hmm.
But like so that was really good. So who we haven't covered? We got the X-Men.
Um, we talked a little bit about the X-Men, Black Panther 2, man. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a tricky one. Um, do they bring in a new character? I mean, do they bring in a new actor to take up, you know what I'm saying, that role? Do they bring back Michael B. Jordan in this one, and bring Killmonger back to life and use the Voodoo Man in this one? Do they use Shuri and let her take over the mantle of Black Panther? Because you know what I'm saying, we seen it in the comics, so it ain't like it's, you know what I'm saying, it ain't never happened. Um, so it's a bunch of possibilities there too. I'm salty because I man, I kind of wish, you know what I'm saying, that they'd have did something sooner with Black Panther, because this would have been a super dope time, especially with the success of Black Panther 2, them Marvel and Disney acquiring, you know what I'm saying, the rights to the X-Men from Fox. Like, this would have been super dope to see Storm and T'Challa actually, you know what I'm saying, come together and get married. Because you know that, I don't know if a lot of people know, but Storm is from Wakanda too. But she ended up being an orphan. But she was actually from Wakanda too, and you know in the comics they get married, so that would have been dope to see as well. You know what I'm saying? We get to see Storm, you know what I'm saying, Black Panther, see them do their thing. Um, but Black Panther 2 movie, I think they said it's coming out in 2022,
Yeah,
and I'm interested to see how they play this out. You know what I'm saying? I want to see where they kind of take this story, because um if if people are interested in Black Panther, they have a dope. Um, they got like this dope. It's not necessarily a series. I think it's like a more so of a graphic novel, but it's called The World of Wakanda, and I think basically that could be a way that they go without necessarily focusing in on Black Panther. Um, but The World of Wakanda focused more so on the people of Wakanda, like Shuri, you know what I'm saying, like the Dora Milaje and everybody else, like the Queen and shit like that. So it'll be more so focused in Wakanda than it was, you know what I'm saying, in the last one. So I think that would be kind of cool for them to do, um, and use that, you know what I'm saying, that storyline and that background to kind of see, you know what I'm saying, how Wakanda really got to what it became like. Because I know that they showed it in the movie with the meteor hitting and then it, you know what I'm saying, but like they didn't really show, you know what I'm saying, enough of it for me. Like we really didn't get to see Wakanda for what it was. Like anytime they showed us Wakanda, it looked kind of like they was in like marketplace areas and shit like that. Like we still ain't really seen Wakanda. We seen, you know what I'm saying, where the castle is and shit like that. But we'll see, man. I think that it's a lot that can be done with that story.
it. You know, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, man. But like it,
Yeah, for sure.
you don't want to say like it's tough to talk about it because it's like I would because it's hard for me to find the right word because he didn't ruin it. I mean, the
Hmm.
man had cancer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unfortunately,
Right.
it was his time, and
Yeah.
so, but the timeline of what they was trying to do with the thing is, like, I remember they asked Daniel Kaluuya who should they
Hmm.
recast him, and he was like, no,
Yeah.
you know, and
Right.
pretty much everybody's saying not to recast him.
Hmm.
And that's what makes it really tough because like he played it so well, but the thing is, if you take the emotion out of it, because see, what sucks about Black Panther is this is the first time we really embraced a black superhero. Because
Hmm.
I think what made this one different. What in my interpretation is two things that made this one different from Blade. Like one was the whole Africa connect, like you know what I'm saying, like going
Right.
to our roots and all this type stuff. So a lot of people started looking at the Black Panther a little different. And then
Hmm.
the other thing was the fact of like Blade is a vampire, so it's kind
Right.
of like And then when it came out at the time, like it was like, I mean, when I first seen Blade, I didn't know it had anything to do with Marvel. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna sit here and be like
Yeah,
I knew. So
yeah. I mean, that's just like when Constantine came out. People didn't even know Constantine was basically a comic book movie.
yeah, I don't know that. Like I'm just here for the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I tie the pieces
Right,
together later. And like so I
right.
think that's why a lot of people really didn't really embrace Blade like that was because it did Blade was ruthless. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but he had a reason for doing what he was doing. Like he was trying to, eliminate this this vampire population because they was just, killing the humans. And so he's like
Mm-hmm.
he's really trying to protect the humans by killing half of himself, if that
Right.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
so with Chadwick, now the thing is, I say all that to
Well,
say,
and you got to remember too, Blade is an anti-hero. Black Panther is an actual superhero.
yeah. And I say all that to say Days of Future Past
Yeah.
replaced all the X-Men. Um, we're starting to see in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, brought in a new Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
They replaced Blade, and it's just like if you take the emotion out of it, it's like to keep this timeline and like the thing that you said, he eventually married Storm and all this type stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
like to keep the timeline, it's like, would it be better to replace him? Like we all know how much he meant. Like I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that he would ever be forgotten. It's not a situation where he would be
Right.
forgotten,
Right.
and it's not a situation where they're trying to replace him. But what they are trying to do is to still give us the Black Panther story. You see what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
why I'm kind
Right.
of tied in the middle of I would like the timeline to stay the same because if they give it to Suri, the whole timeline is what skip like 20 years or something. So
Nah. Nah. Well, you got to remember this. Um. So I think that the first thing is that a lot of these characters have been having recurring roles, right? So you know what I'm saying. If you see Robert Downey Jr., you know Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Chris Hemsworth is Thor. You know what I'm saying. Chris Evans is Captain America. Mark Ruffalo is the fucking Hulk. So like those reoccurring roles is you know what I'm saying. Or Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, right? I think that with Black Panther, with it being one movie, even though he's been in multiple movies, but with it being one movie, is I think it's going to be easy for them to be able to switch it over if they do use Shuri, because Shuri is not a random person to just pop up. We know Shuri. We know Shuri is his little sister. You know what I'm saying? We know she's technically next on the throne. Like so, this is not something that's unfamiliar to us, right? We've seen that the Black Panther powers can go from one person to the next. We've seen that multiple people can have that power as well. So like it's not something that you know what I'm saying to be an unfamiliar concept for her to now or for them to take Chadwick Boseman and let him go to the ancestral plane because something happened, or to say that he had to go do something else because something happened, and then now give Shuri the power of the Black Panther and let her take off. And then don't forget at the end of Endgame, we had that small little feminine moment where or feminist moment where we
yeah,
had
all the girls
the
fighting.
Scarlet Witch, we had Black Widow, we had Captain Marvel. They was giving Thanos them hands. So Gamora was in there too. So this will be a perfect opportunity for them to have a black woman superhero. You know what I'm saying? On top of them going into Captain Marvel, which we didn't talk about as well, Monica Rambeau. We seen her in WandaVision. She's supposed to be the new Captain Marvel. So now it would be dope for them to have two, you know what I'm saying, at this point, that's something that they could leverage. Now they got two black women superheroes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, don't forget
Or
about
even if
Storm.
Well, they ain't did
That
X-Men yet.
that
That's the only reason I say that.
okay.
Yeah, so like once they do X-Men, so we get Storm. Um, it would be dope for somebody else to take the. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't mind them recasting and only to keep the Black Panther movies going because I think it's important to have those movies out. Um, I'm not sure how I would. I don't know. Like even with seeing like the dude that's playing Captain America now, like it really don't. To me, he's not Captain America. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like even his name ain't even really Captain America. His name is U.S. Agent. They just keep calling him the new Captain America in the show. But even in like the comics, he was never Captain America. He was never the next Captain America. He was the U.S. Agent. You know what I'm saying? So like I think if you kind of know the backstory of some of this stuff, it make it a little easier to transition to like the next, what I'm saying, person or the next casting or whatever. But I mean, if not, then I think it's a little bit tougher.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm also with you. Like I'm not completely against them recasting it for the simple fact of I just think that the Black Panther is very important. And it's just like it feel like you can keep everybody as who they is by just
Right.
replacing the guy. And I hate to keep calling it replacing, but I mean that's kind of what it is.
I mean, but that's what it is. You just recasting.
Recasting it. So I,
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think it would be a disservice because it seems like, you know, he's everybody see like how much of a great guy he was and like how he did
Hmm.
this, how we find out later that he did all of this while he was sick and all of this stuff.
Right.
So it's just like we it's like we are respecting a guy and we feel like it'd be disrespect to replace him. And it's
Well, I
like,
I feel like it would be disrespectful to not keep that character going.
yeah, see,
You
that's
know what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
on.
Like, yeah, I think only because like he literally created, what I'm saying, something for that. Like, if you don't continue that character, that would kind of be like just letting his legacy. To me personally, it would be letting his legacy die out.
Because like my thing is like how long I mean, shit, man, we've been getting X-Men movies since like as far as when they you know what I'm saying? When they first did the
Yeah,
first X-Men movie.
yeah. And
I
Hugh
think I was in
Jackman been
high
fucking
school.
Wolverine forever. Yeah.
Like I feel like I was in high school. And then they just I mean it was brilliant how they did it, how they had the original cast. They brought in the
Hmm.
younger people in future days and past and all this type shit. And then like so then we all done with the old characters. So I thought that that was dope. And it's just that like at the end of the day, like Chris Hemsworth, like all this stuff, like all these people, like they're gonna get old. And Marvel, this is
Hmm.
the thing, they see this money train. Are you telling
Yeah.
me they're gonna stop just because all these people
No.
aged out of the because
Yeah,
they
they
aged out of the
well
character?
see, I think that's the brilliance of them creating these TV shows, right? Because now this is a way for those characters that we love to kind of not necessarily die off, but kind of fade off and pass the mantle. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a great way to introduce, what I'm saying, new characters into the MCU and give them movies. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as watching WandaVision, what I'm saying, Monica Rambeau is going to be in the next Captain. She's going to be in Captain Marvel 2. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like the same actress and everything. So now we've gotten used to her being Monica Rambeau. When we see the movie, what I'm saying, we won't be shocked as to who the fuck Monica Rambeau is. Um, what I'm saying, with the characters in that's going to be coming up in um Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually uncovering a lot of shit. Like, what I'm saying? Isaiah Bradley being, what I'm saying, one of the first super soldiers, being the first black super soldier. You know what I'm saying? And then, what I'm saying, Falcon just now finding that out. Captain America never knew that it was super soldiers before him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole bunch of shit going on. And then you seeing like the Flag Smashers. So like now it's gonna be a whole different, what I'm saying? Like they going into like the depths of Marvel with this. Cause like nobody really knew who the fuck Flag Smasher was unless you read the comics. So like in the show they got them as a group, but in the comic book, the girl Carly, I forgot what her last name was in the show, but Carly, whatever her name is really Carl in the comic book. It's one dude. He's the actual Flag Smasher. So like now that they made them an actual um made them actual group, you know what I'm saying? Like to basically modernize it, it makes sense. Like you just got a whole group of super soldiers. You know what I'm saying? They talking about the power broker. You can go to the power broker and get any kind of fucking power you want, you know what I'm saying, and become a superhero if you go through him. So it's like, how is that gonna play out in this show? And then, you know what I'm saying, who else is gonna pop up in this? You know what I'm saying? Is the new Captain America gonna turn? Like it's a whole bunch of shit that you look at. There's a whole bunch of shit that you can see. And you know what I'm saying? Like I think that with the way that they playing around with all of these different storylines and connecting them together, to me, this is the most comic book way of making film and TV. You know what I'm saying? I think they're doing a great job of it. Like it's the possibilities in doing this shit is endless. So for me to be able to recast somebody, I don't think that would be such an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that Black Panther is a real beloved character, but at the same time, like I think that it would be more disrespectful to not continue having him in movies and continue to show him as a character. Like that would be more disrespectful, not just to Chadwick Boseman, but just to the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we've gotten used to that, and what I'm saying, with him being in all these movies, but him only having one movie, like we still want to see more of Black Panther. We still want to see more of Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got the White Wolf storyline that they've been hitting at this whole time. So, you know what I'm saying? We still can end up having that. So yeah, I think that them recasting them, as long as they don't let it get out, I think it'll be okay.
I got you. So let's get a little bit into that, man, before we get out of here, man. Like I think what they're doing is, dude, I feel like if trying to think when I don't think they started shooting this. Yeah, it was after. It feels like since the George Floyd stuff happened,
Mm-hmm.
they have been more willing to get into the race thing. I feel like I feel like I feel like stuff has been just a little different, and maybe it could have been a little bit more in the Kaepernick stuff because he kind of like it was like it's a combination of the Kaepernick stuff, the Trump stuff, and like the George Floyd stuff, where I felt like we've been kind of when it comes to TV, they kind of been putting a little race a little bit more in your face, and like with this, dude, when this happened, when the new Captain America dude came out, and they was
Mm-hmm.
at like it was like a HBCU setting,
That
right?
was he was just
But
he was at an all black high school basically.
yeah, and
That was his old high school.
I'm like, yo, the first thing I said, I looked at this,
Yeah,
said, you got to be fucking shitting me.
his
So you
girlfriend was
got,
black. His best friend black.
yeah, and I'm like, hold on, man. So are y'all trying to soften it up with all of this when you have the dude perfectly equipped to be the new Captain America, but then you just bring in this white dude, but because he, but hey, everybody's around him black though. Like that
Well,
makes it
see,
better, right?
this is to me this is the beauty of what they're doing, right? So we see in the first episode that it's not necessarily they don't want. I don't think they want him to be Captain America. I think that he doesn't want to be Captain America, right? Because he knows that first and foremost he's not capable of taking that mantle. You know what I'm saying? He's not a super soldier. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? Like his identity is the Falcon. You know what I'm saying? He's still battling with that. Now, in the comic books, he becomes Captain America. So this is a great. That's why I said this is a great way to create that. And then like in the second episode, um, with him finding out that Isaiah Bradley was, you know what I'm saying, the first black super soldier, and he was one of the first super soldiers. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the ones that actually almost beat Bucky the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like he almost killed Bucky. He ripped his arm in half. So, you know what I'm saying, him finding that out, and then after finding that out, going outside, they get into it, and then the cops almost was about to, you know what I'm saying, harass him until, you know what I'm saying, one of the dudes like, yo, chill the fuck out, nigga, that's the fucking Falcon. And then he was like, oh no, I'm sorry, things is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is a great way for him to realize exactly why he should take over the mantle of Captain America. You know what I'm saying? He had the shield. He gave the shield to the Smithsonian, and now you know what I'm saying that they're using the shield against him. I just think that what'll end up happening is he's going to realize why Cap gave him the shield and why Cap passed the mantle to him. Because let's not forget that happened. You know what I'm saying? Cap gave him the shield and told him that he, you know what I mean, he up next. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, he wouldn't really be accepted. Cap gave it to him. Cap gave him the blessing. Um, and then like I think with them playing with this whole racial thing, I think that it's smart because you understand the dynamics of what's really, you know what I'm saying, like what's really going on, not just in comic books, but in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a dude who is really the lead of the show, because really the show is really about the Falcon. Winter Soldier is basically to me like a supporting actor, but it's about the Falcon. And like even in the first, or was that the first episode where they was fighting? Yeah, it was the first episode where they was fighting on the truck, and then they was driving off, and he was like, "Yo, you know what I'm saying? I would love to have Cap's wingman on my side." He like, "Yo, that's where you fucked up. Like, I wasn't no fucking wingman. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
was a fucking Avenger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the partner. I'm not his backup." And then you know, even he got the back star, whatever dude name is. John, I forgot what his John something, but you know what I'm saying? He's the backup to the new Captain America or US agent. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that him even having that conversation with the little kid like, yo, that's Black Falcon. And then he like, no, that's just the Falcon. And he was like, nah, my dad said you the Black Falcon. So he was like, so let me guess, you the black kid. You know what I'm saying? They had that little joke back and forth. I think that this is him trying to realize that, you know what I'm saying, like he it's his turn to be for the people, and it's his turn to get out there, and if he does take over the mantle of Captain America, what that'll end up really meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like because even him and Bucky had that conversation between the two of them in the when they was in the hospital, when they was in the police precinct. You know what I'm saying? When he was saying like, yo, y'all two don't realize what it would mean for me to be, you know what I'm saying, Captain America. So I mean it's interesting to see that kind of play out. Um it's even interesting to see Flag Smasher be a mixed race person. You know what I'm saying? Like Flag Smasher is Carly Morgenthau. I think that's her last name. Because I think that's the name of the dude in the comic. I think his last name is Morgenthau. But Carly Morgenthau being, you know what I'm saying, the Flag Smasher. Her even being mixed race. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a very interesting dynamic that they got going on in this show. I think it's gonna end up playing out as him actually understanding, you know what I'm saying, why he needs to be Captain America.
And it was one little part you skipped over that I thought was significant was the fact of when he said that, first off, we understand why Bucky got a metal arm.
Right.
We find out because he ripped his arm off. But
No,
he was
the metal arm was what he ripped off. He didn't rip off his
okay.
regular arm. He ripped off the metal arm. That's why
Okay.
when he came in, he said, "I'm surprised you still got that thing." Or no, he said, "Do you got a new one or something like that?" But yeah, he was talking about the metal arm. Bucky arm got messed up. Remember when he had fell off the train? He lost
Oh,
his
okay.
arm in that situation.
Okay. But one part that I thought was very important was Cap. Now Cap got frozen, but when he came out, you know what I'm saying? He's Captain America, whatever. Bucky is Bucky, but they lock him up. See what I'm saying? Like, so the black dude that's the super soldier, he gets locked up. They get
Yeah,
all
they
the
run tests
praise.
on him.
Yeah. They do all the
Mm-hmm.
stuff to him, and they see that it works. But then they're like, okay, well, the solution to handle him is we just gonna lock him up like we lock all the other black people up. So I thought that
Well,
was
see,
interesting.
when they locked him up, they was basically research. They was using him for research. So what ends up happening, I know in the actual comic, in the comic world, what ends up happening is he's the reason that Steve Rogers is as good as he is. So because of Isaiah Bradley, Steve Rogers is Captain America the way Captain America, like the way we see Captain America, and then Captain America, the super soldier serum ends up creating Wolverine. So like it's a huge lineage off of this super soldier serum. But yeah, that's why Captain America is so dope because of the research they did on Isaiah Bradley.
Hey boy, this is wild. This is wild.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's turned out to be a good show, man.
yeah.
I watched the second episode last night, and
Hmm.
it's starting to look really good, man. Like the future is very bright.
Yes.
With the people that are remaining, like we know that. I mean, we still got War Machine. But the thing is, Don Cheadle's, getting up there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but the
Well,
thing,
I think the Iron Man series is over anyway.
yeah, and then like we seen, like with his wife being in the blue suit. But the thing about the Iron Man, though, I mean, you can kind of. I don't think nobody will. I don't think it'll be a situation where Iron Man will be replaced. I mean, do I think that the suit? Do
Yes,
you think? But
indeed.
this is the thing. I don't think the
Yes,
suit is going to be
indeed.
gone though.
Nah, I ain't talking. You they don't need the suit. So I think her name is Riri Evans. So this is I forgot what it's on. I think you can watch it on Disney Plus though. But they got a thing on there where they tell you about all the upcoming stuff. They mentioned Ironheart. So Ironheart, I think her name is Riri Evans, but she's
I
basically
did
the
see that.
next Iron Man. Yeah, so if they bring that out, we getting a version of Iron Man coming back, but it'll be Riri Evans as Ironheart, and
I seen that.
she's supposed to be smarter than Tony Stark. So we might see something down the line where what I'm saying that play out.
Okay, so now we about to have a female Iron Man, female Hulk.
She Hulk is coming.
She Hulk is coming.
Yep.
Um, okay. I mean,
Could
look.
possibly could possibly have a female Thor.
Well, the thing is with Thor though, I mean, she's her own character, but the one that Tessa Thompson played, she rides that horse. What's her name in that?
Well, Valkyrie. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. Yeah,
But
Valkyrie.
but no. I ain't talking about Tessa Thompson. I'm talking about Natalie Portman. Jane Foster becomes Thor in the comics.
But like a okay, I
She
this is
she ends
crazy.
up she ends up getting she ends up getting Thor's powers in the comics. So that's what I'm saying. It could possibly this Love and Thunder could possibly be where Jane Foster takes Thor's hammer or Mjolnir and has to take over for Thor. So I don't know. I don't know what. But all three of them are coming back. Tessa Thompson is gonna be back as Valkyrie. Natalie Portman is gonna be back as Jane Foster. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Chris Hemsworth is still gonna be Thor. So we'll see how it play out. We'll see what's going on. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's the route they go. And I think what I'm saying. I think that'd be super dope to see.
I ain't mad at it, man. I ain't mad at
Yeah,
it at
I
all.
don't I don't mind seeing the female versions of the superheroes. Um, The only thing is, like, for me, it pissed me off that Captain Marvel, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't let her really, whoop on Thanos' ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, Captain Marvel is one of the strongest. heroes in the Marvel universe. You know
But
what I'm
see,
saying?
okay,
And
but hold
like,
on. But see, they say that, but then they say Jean is too.
yeah, no, Jean Grey is, Captain Marvel is, it's another character called Squirrel Girl. She actually defeated Thanos. She killed Thanos, and then it's somebody else I forgot who is too. But
Um,
it's a bunch of characters like, you know what I'm
well,
saying?
Scarlet Witch,
I'm
like
telling you.
they had like her, you know, cause she had Thanos on the ropes. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's the thing. She she can control her powers, right? When she actually becomes the Scarlet Witch, then she can't control her powers. And that's why I said I'm interested to see how this plays out in the Doctor Strange movie, because she might beat the brakes off Doctor Strange. We don't
Okay.
know yet. That's if they unlock the Scarlet Witch for real. Because right now she's just learning to where she could still be able to control it. But if it happens to where they really unlock the power of the Scarlet Witch, that's why when in the show, Agatha kept telling her like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, that's why I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to help you. If the Scarlet Witch comes, like, yo, ain't nothing nobody really gonna be able to do. That's why she kept, you know what I'm saying that. So we'll see, man. We'll
Yeah,
see. It's gonna be very, very interesting how they put these motherfuckers together.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And like
Yeah,
I
me
said,
too,
it's a
man.
lot of stuff on the way. Like we didn't mention, there's a group is on the way. I don't know how the hell that's gonna go. There's a new
Mm-hmm.
Ant-Man and Wasp. That's, you know what
Yep.
I'm saying, that shit's on the way. So I mean, it's a lot of things on the way, man. This Marvel universe, man.
Oh,
It's
Loki.
oh yeah, Loki
Is going.
and Hawkeye. Hawkeye got a joint coming.
Yep. Hawkeye got a
Um
show too. Yeah. So
yep, so
it's gonna be dope.
yes sir. I ain't mad at it. And I just saw that it said that Black Widow will be in theaters and Disney Plus, but I think it's gonna be a rent
Mm-hmm.
situation. I think you have to rent it
Yeah.
off of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But
That's what
but
they
yeah,
did with
so
Mulan.
yep. So I mean that's gonna be dope, man. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah. I
I ain't
can't
mad
wait,
at it,
man.
man. I ain't mad at it at
So
all.
you know what I'm saying? Marvel got some shit coming. I'm excited to see what DC is gonna try to follow up with, because, well, the reason I say that, right, is because
Hey,
if you
the
pay
new
attention,
Suicide
huh?
Squad look trash, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's gonna be horrible. They brought back, these motherfuckers brought out the first villain that the Justice League ever fought against. So, like, in the trailer where that big ass starfish come out,
Yeah.
that's Starro. That's one of the first people. I mean, that's the first villain that the Justice League fought against. So it's like, it's so much. It's, I don't know, man. They bring in characters that, you know what I'm saying, like, don't nobody really give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? Like, Will Smith ain't in. I don't even know if Will Smith is in this one.
He ain't.
Um, yeah, like,
It's what's the
Idris
name now?
Idris
Idris Elba.
Elba. No, he not Deadshot. That's not Deadshot. That's a different. That's a totally different character.
Man, this is, and then
That's
he's
what I'm
bouncing
saying. So
over.
it's,
He was
yeah,
damn
like,
he was the Thor shit. So it's
he
just
was
like,
Heimdall, yeah. So I
yeah,
mean, well, Ryan Reynolds did it. So you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
He did it
And that's
twice.
another thing. Deadpool 2, what, 3? Yeah, 3.
Yeah,
No,
Ryan Reynolds did it twice.
yeah, yeah,
Ryan
yeah. He
Reynolds
was
was the
Green
Human
Lantern.
Torch.
He-
Then he was Green Lantern.
no, no,
Now that
no.
nigga Deadpool.
Chris Evans was Torch.
That's what I'm thinking of. Who was? Oh no, he was Deadpool. Then he was Green Lantern, and then came back and played Deadpool again. I'm sorry, because he was in
Yeah, so
X-Men Origins.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, but that's another thing. And you know, he's intertwined with the X-Men. So dude, that'll be, man, can you imagine, dude, like having what's my man name that play Star Wars Star, man, Chris Pratt,
Chris Pratt.
having
Yeah,
Chris Pratt, Ryan Reynolds, like just, and Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is funnier than people think.
yeah,
Like, if you have all these motherfuckers on a fucking ship, like let's just say like they all like in the ship together, yo. That shit would be fucking hilarious, my guy.
Well, I mean, with Deadpool being the R rated movie, I think that it's gonna be some more movies in that lane. I don't know what they're gonna possibly put in there, but I think there's gonna be some more movies in that lane. So I wouldn't be like surprised if you seen like the Eternals be an R-rated movie or Blade be like an R-rated show or something like that. Like I think they're gonna travel down that line of that lane a little bit more though.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. I'm with you. Man, look, before we get into you know what I'm saying, the little small, not necessarily recap, but the coming soon with the but we're gonna be on episode 7, right?
Episode
Um
7 of
yeah,
Snowfall,
of
man.
Snowfall. Man, I listened to the interview today that you did at 15
Hmm.
minutes of fame with the guy
Yeah,
Casey, man. Great fucking
shout out Casey,
episode, man.
man. Thank you,
That was
thank you. It
that
was
was
fun to do, bro.
it sounded like, man, cause you I always say this, like y'all two, man, in the music field, y'all are very very
Hmm.
advanced at that, man. And
Hmm.
I just I look, I'm a tourist, man. I want to be like where y'all are with this music shit, and to hear, because it was some stories that I didn't even hear. You know what I'm saying? That I
Yeah,
didn't even really know about some of the things that Casey had did, but like, but
yeah,
the way you directed it, the way you set it up, you know what I'm saying? You could tell, because like sometimes it's just like somebody may have their question and then they're not
hmm,
really like listening to like what the answers are, and it's just kind of like you
hmm.
just kind of going, but like you could tell you was listening. It was just
Oh yeah,
it was just it was, yeah, man, it was a phenomenal job by both of y'all. Casey did a really good job. So he's getting better with the podcast and stuff. It's like,
yeah,
early on,
big time.
you know he was
He
kind of,
wasn't as nervous. Yeah, he wasn't
yeah.
as nervous. I mean, man, listen, I appreciate it, man. To be able to, you know what I'm saying, talk music is, especially when you in the music like he is, it's one of those things that just it comes so natural, and it's so dope because like he really has an extensive music knowledge. But what's also dope was to just be able to hear, you know what I'm saying, like how he got his start. Like he told me he started off as being like a battle DJ, and then he just decided to turn that into producing. And it's like to be able to see somebody or hear somebody go from DJing to producing to, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people don't realize that a lot of that stuff is intertwined. Like a lot of DJs end up becoming producers. So like when you hear of a DJ Khaled or DJ Drama, you know what I'm saying, you don't understand that they not artists when they come out with albums, but they actually producers. You know what I'm saying? DJ Clue, like they can actually produce. So like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people don't even know what a producer does. But for him to be able to break all that kind of stuff down and talk about, you know what I'm saying, how he got to start and you know what I'm saying, like getting into so many different things, it was just fun to hear, man. Like I love talking to people who do music. So anytime I get a chance to, I'm definitely in on that
Yeah, man. I just wanted to compliment you, man, because like
one.
I'm not like really great at it, man. Because like I be here, like I hear some of our stuff back sometimes, and then you'll be
Hmm.
like, "Yo, man, that was a great point." And then like I be listening sometimes, you be making great points, but I don't be letting you know. I just be like, I'm so like enamored on going like to the next
Yeah,
thing, like to make a point, and it's just like, damn, I need to be more complimentary, man, especially when it's a really good point. So I just wanted to
yeah,
compliment you. That was a great episode, and that
man.
problem
I
that you
appreciate
thought
it,
that you
man.
had, it wasn't really. I mean, like there was a few times where it kind of, you know, you could tell
Yeah,
like the connection got a little back, but it wasn't like
it
you
wasn't
really
that
missed
bad.
anything. Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't nothing like that. So
yeah. That was
great episode, man.
that was my only thing, man. Because I was hearing it on my end, and I'm like, man, I hope this don't come out as bad as I think it will. But I listened back to most of it, and it didn't really seem that bad. So. I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a work in progress, man. You know, we doing a lot of work out here, so you know what I'm saying? Like you said when we got off that, you know, well really we talked a lot about it on it before and after, but you know what I'm saying, that's what happened when you got that team, man, you know, being able to build up together and come up together, like that's the thing, bro. That's what we need. So it's dope to be able to have, like I told him, it's dope to be able to have other people around you who got that same spirit, who got that same energy in that fight. Like it just make you want to get out there and you know what I'm saying and get it even better and even more. So this what it's all about, bro. You know what I'm saying? This we getting closer and closer to you know what I'm saying being great, man.
Yeah, we on the path. We on the right path.
For sure.
Snowfall, man. I mean, really, I mean, we did the coming soon. Really, the last time because we both seen
Previews.
the previews of what was coming up.
Yeah.
So there ain't much really to say. I mean, everybody know.
No.
We really doing the next episode 7. So it comes out tomorrow night. I probably go back to my regular routine, man, of watching it Thursday night, so I can fast forward it and everything, and you know what I'm saying, get it in Friday before we start. But yeah, man, I'm excited for it, man. I'm very excited for it, man. This show,
hopefully,
man.
Once again, hopefully Irene is the one that's getting waterboarded.
Nah, it wasn't her. It wasn't her. You could tell it was the dude.
I know.
You can tell it was the dude.
I'm still. Man, we got to get her up out of here, man.
I don't know. I mean, I wonder. The only person that I could think that might be is that one FBI agent that he was talking to.
Yeah.
And like maybe he asked him for something and maybe he said he couldn't do it, or you know what I mean? It could have been something in that field. It's either him, but see, it looked like a hotel room. That's why I think it might be him.
It might even be Avi. You know what I'm saying? We ain't seen Avi in a minute. And remember, they had an issue with the drop offs and the pickups. And remember, Avi said that they dropped it off. They never got the product, but you know what I'm saying, the money was already gone. So he might be going to find out what the hell going on with his stuff.
Or the other person that I was thinking of was the new editor of the paper.
Oh yeah. Damn, so, oh my God, I forgot all about that. So, hey, that is perfect, bro. I forgot all about that shit. Oh my God. Hell no.
Yeah. So I was thinking that because I was like, because I said hotel room, that's why it made me think of the FBI guy. But I was like, well, it's still maybe the editor dude don't have a place yet because it could be an apartment. I don't know. It just looks like a hotel room.
Yeah, it looks like one of them little small hotel rooms.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's either the FBI agent dude or the new editor, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That was good. I don't know, man. We gonna see because that's woo. We might get Irene. We might get Irene booted the fuck up out of here now, baby. I'm with that shit. I'm with that one.
It could be the editor, man, and Reed tell him to shut that shit down. He come in the next day,
man,
take all that shit out the board. I really like what the fuck going on.
Hey, we don't want nothing to do with this shit. Get this shit the fuck up out of here right now. God damn it, I don't got time for this shit. My life on the line, bitch. Quick going and talking to these folks. What Red Daddy say on Friday? You come over here and mess with these good people. These people ain't done nothing to you. You want something to them, man? No. So listen, man, y'all be ready for Friday, man. We gonna be live once again. We gonna talk about Snowfall. Make sure y'all watch it by then. Y'all got 2 days. If you're watching the live, y'all got 2 days before we get dirty and down and get to it. So make sure y'all get into that, man. But you know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys go follow us on all our socials. You can follow me on Twitter at Scooch Bronson. You could also follow me on Instagram at Scooch Bronson _TV. And you know what I'm saying? If you're already on YouTube, you know it's Scooch Bronson TV. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. If you're listening on the audio, make sure you hit that subscribe button if it's your first time as well. Make sure you leave us a rating and a comment. And then if you're on Facebook, man, go to the VA Podcast Watch Group. we getting more and more members, man. People joining up. I think I just accepted like 5 other people the other day. So it's getting good, man. People are really loving the podcast. They showing us love. So make sure y'all go there and jump in. This is where everything is going to be. Everything Viewers Anonymous will be there. So go ahead, jump in, request, join in, whatever you got to do, man. Get in that group because you need to be there.
Yes, sir. You can follow me at s.foster8 on Instagram and Twitter. Same handle. Stolen Time Pod on Instagram. Stolen Time Podcast on Facebook. If you want to see the visuals of the podcast, it's mostly 28 minutes or less, but it's 2 episodes of the Stolen Time Podcast on the Stolen Time Podcast Network on YouTube. Stolen Time Podcast is still on the way. Got a new episode coming up. Scoot's gonna be the guy on the next episode. It's gonna be a heavy sports episode, man. Heavy sports episodes. A lot of stuff going on, NFL, NBA, that I wanted to get into. Plus, there's one bonus story that we adding in there. So that's gonna be interesting to hear your side of that. So be in tune, man. Look, I've said it multiple times. I'm having an Apple issue with the Stolen Time Podcast. I've reached out.
I think it's on. I think you can go to Spotify.
I'm not really getting a lot
to it.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, man, it's on Spotify. Look, man, it's on Spotify. It's on Anchor. It's on iHeartRadio. I mean, there's a lot of other opportunities to listen to it. Overcast. I see some people listen to it on Overcast. So, if you want to listen to it, if you can't find it on Apple, it's hopefully it's not too much trouble to use another platform to get that podcast. But Stolen Time is still coming. Shout out to Uncle Washington. I talked to his wife the other day. She said he's in better spirits. One procedure went well, but they still got to do some other things. So hopefully, when all that stuff, I tell you about it when we get done. So hopefully, when all that stuff happens, hopefully we can get Uncle Washington back. But the main concern is his health. I just want Uncle to be back to himself. That's the main concern. So I don't have a 28 minutes or less this week, unless something happened. Like I say, it's spur of the moment podcast. If something moves me, I'll put something out. But if not, the last one, E. Carter was on it, episode 40. So you can go check that out. But that's all I got, man.
Make sure y'all go check out my interview, like you said, with Casey, man. 15 Minutes of Fame is available on all podcast platforms. So go check that out. 15 Minutes of Fame. Can't miss it, man. Go check that out. It was a great interview. We talked about music. We talked about how he got his start into music. And then we talked a little bit about, some other stuff. He gave out some advice. He dropped a couple gems. So yeah, man, go check that interview out, man.
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, thank y'all for supporting as usual. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Until Friday, we'll see y'all then, man. Like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.